I am good.
Good, good, great, great
Ready
to have you. Great to have you.
Merci
I think
beaucoup,
he,
merci.
he has the best combination of light, sound. Like this is
Oh my
VIP,
God,
man.
yeah.
That's
He's
shocking,
ready.
huh?
That's his first time.
I know
Miller
so much.
was far.
Yeah, no.
He's-
How you guys doing? You guys good?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. You guys
Yes,
Thanks.
Good, good.
yes,
good.
really, really good.
Thanks
Really,
for being
really good.
on, man. We appreciate it.
Merci. Thank you, guys. Thank
A
you.
lot, a lot. I really appreciate your time to do this with the kids and all. We're just
No,
waiting
I
for.
don't have kids in Canada.
Oh,
They're still in America at school.
That's good.
smart decision. We're just waiting. Yeah, we were waiting for Reg.
Hey Kai, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Really, really happy.
Thanks for
really
coming.
Julian Milton. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
good.
this is the gang of Can Football Club, a great soccer show.
Yeah.
Been running for some 10 years now. We're covering the league since the beginning of Impact de Montréal, then CF Montréal, and we have a lot of fun doing this. We have a great community as well. So I know that people will freak out that seeing your face here. we'll have a lot of comments. No way, you got Kai.
No.
So yeah.
So we live?
Yeah, we're going to be live on Twitter.
Okay.
Just 30 seconds to 1 minute, and we have the jingle.
Is it on there? Can I repost it?
Yes, it's not.
Yes.
It's already here.
He's
It's
so
already-
modern. He's really gonna repost,
Yeah,
re-snap, re-TikTok.
There we
Check him
go.
out, son. Look at this guy.
LA.
So modern. It's like a cool dad.
So I'm
He's
just waiting for
ahead,
your
he's ahead.
retweet, and then we go.
There you go. Like people, I think can watch us now. So no, we don't need to say curse words about other clubs yet. But yeah, it's perfect. Salut,
That's
Fabio.
boring.
Fabio.
Hi, Kai.
Okay. Yeah. No spoilers, Kai, but my name is Sofiane Benzaza, and I have an issue with you in something called
Oh.
African Cup. So my name is
Let's-
Sofiane. I'm not
let's
Moroccan. I'm
pick
not
that later,
Tunisian.
okay?
Yeah. I'm not Moroccan or Tunisian. So guess where I'm from originally. So we need to talk, bro. We need to talk.
I don't know. I don't know.
Great.
I don't know.
I don't know who's talking.
So as we have limited time with Kai, we
Let's
have
go,
to,
let's go.
we have to go. Where's the jingle? I just have to find it, and we're up in 10 seconds.
Les pionniers du podcast soccer. C'est la référence soccer à Montréal. Tout simplement les meilleurs. C'est le Cannes Football Club. La poutine du soccer.
Welcome, Can family. Third time in a row, we have a great guest. I was really worried about this guest. I was like, oh, he won't accept the invitation. We're gonna waste his time. But no, with his great heart, I'm really pleased to have Kei Kamara in the Can Football Club community and family. Kai, welcome.
Welcome.
That was good. That was good. Merci beaucoup. Man, why would you think I wouldn't show up? That's
I
mean.
don't know. You can, I was like, he's so busy. He's just I don't have time for.
Okay,
for
don't worry.
us.
Like I told you, the kids are not here, so I'm free.
No homeworks to do.
but you know what? Maybe my fear was really, not a concern, because I saw you to the Patrice Bernier event. You were one of the few players that came. That was a great community event, and I know that you have time, for people, and that's where I see your character in those, so small things.
No, yeah, it's good. I mean, Patrice, he's a legend. I remember actually I was here for his last game, and that was really special for me to be part of that. And I know what he's done for not just here in Montreal, but just in Canada in general for football. But when you can go to those events, I was surprised really to see that many people.
Yes.
And again, the culture mix of people in there. So for myself and Seba and Sam, that was there as players. It's good for, some of these young people to see us and, and be really close to them, so that it's not just they see us on the field that you can't, be close. So it was a good event.
And you see Djibril Cissé. That was amazing, right?
My hero, like my idol. It's crazy. I mean, I posted something on my Instagram page, and I'm sorry some people saw it. This was a guy I used to shave my head, the way he did his hairstyle, the way he celebrated with passion.
Yes.
And I've been a fan and a friend of him in the social media for a long time. And he, will message me most of the time, and we talk. And when I make my trip here to Montreal, he makes his trip to Montreal, and we finally connected.
It's amazing. How is it Montreal? What makes Montreal so special? We see the story obviously, and we see that you have a special connection to this city, coming back from your cruise years. I guess what makes Montreal so special for you?
The weather. Beaucoup. I mean, it's the rain, the snow. There was this place has always been in my heart because I mentioned Patrice, but many of the other players that I've known along the time that played here. Yeah, one of the guys, obviously David Arnault, who scored the first goal for the Impact back in the days. I remember we were in Kansas City together when he left Kansas to come to Montreal. And so I watched the game, I watched the goal and the fans, the passion, and coming here all these times to play games. Dominic Oduro, one of my, best friends, Bakary Soumare, and all these guys have played here. I always had a special connection for some reason. Growing up in Sierra Leone, it's an English-speaking country, but I took French at school.
Oh,
so I always had this special connection to French, So again, my French is not good, but even when I moved to America, I went back into my French classes. I was taking it in high school and college, and I always wanted to play somewhere French. So I went to Le Havre in France once too. So I was with Le Havre, and so when Montreal Impact, then now CF Montreal, came into the league, that was my connection to that French, city and this. So when we came here all the time, I was super excited to come play against the team. Hence why
and score against them.
Yeah, you got way too much excited.
And you used to score against us all the time.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah. So I was always happy to be here, and you guys and the people and the fans. This was the only club that I had fans support me, but I did not play for the club. So that was special.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's a lot of soccer love in the city, a great culture, and that's great that they have some former player that have a good word for Montreal and the club, and also the French factor. Didier mentioned Drogba. I'm not that close with Didier. Mentioned this as well. We always bit curious about some process. Nilton George is like one of our insider in the transfer market. We always curious about the process. How do you end up here? I watched the AFCON. I was really rooting for you guys because I know you from the MLS.
I'm sorry, Sofiane.
Go. And I was really rooting for you guys, and then one of a member of the media, Karim, just ask you in the mix zone about MLS. Are you coming back, Montreal? And that's what I was like, wow. What if? And then I forgot about it.
That's
but
right.
It was it was crazy. I was like, what if he came? We have so much injured player here. Okay, I was like, okay, no, never mind. We're not in 2015 anymore. But what happened?
Right.
What happened?
That's right.
Tell us.
Yeah. Wow, that's so crazy you bring that up. But I remember, yes, in the mid zone when you asked me that, and I think I did say, "Oh yeah, there's always a rumor of me going to Montreal." That's amazing. No, again, it's last season actually. Last season, I spent a lot of time in Sierra Leone because this was a dream of mine to qualify the country to the African Cup of Nations or World Cup to a tournament. And being at my age where I was, last season I was 36, and I knew it was 37. Sorry, I knew it was the end of me on the national team, and what am I going to do to this was the last one. We had a few games left, and I said, this is the sacrifices I have to make. I'm a free agent. I can be back in America with a team, but then I can come back and play the qualification for Sierra Leone, or I can stay in Sierra Leone and train with the guys in Sierra Leone for as long as we have to train to make sure our team is strong enough, chemistry and everything, so we will know this is it for us. So I made this sacrifice to not come back, as many teams were calling me last season to come train with them for preseason. And I said, no, I'm staying in Sierra Leone. And luckily in June, we qualify. We played the game, and we won this game, one penalty, which I got lucky. I made it. And we qualify, for the African Cup of Nations. That was the goal. That was the dream, the ultimate goal. 25 years, Sierra Leone not being in the AFCON. And we made it there. So I came back to America, talking to my agent and talking to a few teams, and everybody said, oh, we're full. We don't need striker because we don't have money. We don't have this. So I was like, okay, well, no problem. I will go because I have the AFCON to play. So I'll move on. So I moved to Finland. I played in Finland for the rest of the year, went to the AFCON, which I felt like, I was at the top shape of anything.
Yeah, really. It was amazing to seeing you running on the pitch with the extreme weather of Cameroon, and that it was
it was
really
tough.
good.
It was tough. I remember the first game again against Algeria. Here is a time where it was very stressful for 4 months to prepare for Algeria. This is the best team in Africa. They've gone 30-something games without losing. Sierra Leone, we don't even play friendlies. We don't do anything. So it's very, very difficult, very stressful. But again, we went there, we got a good result, and we went on to do well. Now I had to think about my career again. I know I want to come back in MLS and play in MLS and move on, but I didn't really know where I was going to end up. I remember coming back and speaking to a few different teams. So I was sitting at home waiting and continued to speak. And I have to say, I remember Victor Wanyama, messaging me and say, hey, what are you doing at home? Don't you want to play?
What?
I said,
Victor!
Did Victor get a personal?
Don't you want to play? I was like, don't worry, man. We're working on stuff. We're talking, and I remember again, when Olivier reached out to me and then we spoke about the possibility of coming here, I didn't really get too excited because I knew we always talk about it for the past 5 years. And so it happened really so quick. And I said to my wife, I told her the situation, and she said, yeah, go. This is like another dream where you said you want to play in Montreal. Dominic Oduro is not there, but you can go now.
Great. And it was love at first sight. I can say in the community, it was just amazing. And your first video with the kids playing in the snow, you're talking a bit French. It's just people went just crazy at that time. And you keep giving. It just
French class, man. I'm learning my French.
Oh my God! Wow. Someone make a print screen of this. It's just amazing. Just a screenshot, and then
you're gonna get an honorary degree somewhere, man.
Cool. No. The rating was
all the boxes to be loved by Montreal. It's one by one. And then
what's funny, for the longest time, you're like the Loch Ness Monster, the Bigfoot of Montreal. We always talk about you, but you never hear. Like no one saw you ever. But now it actually happened. Yeah, you're actually the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot does exist, and it's you. And you're coming here, bringing experience and scoring
goals.
When
in Montreal we have nothing to say, we just
Kei Kamara.
Yeah, Kei Kamara.
Every MLS window, trade window, and every Kei Kamara every time.
No, it's good. But I actually say I loved every most of these guys have played here. I know almost everyone that's played here, from the Bushy to Justin Mapp and everybody that's played here. But this is the right time. because the way I connect with some of these guys in the dressing room, in the locker room right now, it's really good. It's really good. Then I don't know what, would happen, with all of us trying to, score lots of goals and this, but now with these guys, like there's a really good connection.
Yeah, you have a natural leadership. You obviously wore the armband with Sierra Leone, and with your experience, your age, people tend naturally towards you. How do you try to lead by example, or for this young core team? You guys are young.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's good. One, it comes way back from me growing up in Sierra Leone, having family around you. As you know, in Africa, you always have your older brothers, older sisters. There's much respect, and you learn from them. And I think bringing that with my culture has always followed me, whether it was, in high school, in college, and being in professional level. I always had some players that I looked up to, that was, they took me under their wings and showed me. Right now, one, actually, he's the coach for Chicago Fire, Ezra Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I played with him, where he, really took me around and showed me some stuff. And then went to Houston, played under Brian Ching, who was a really good striker and did some good stuff. A coach from John Spencer, who then went on to coach Portland. This guy played for Chelsea, the best team in the world. And just gonna throw it in there.
Yeah. Just just sprinkle it.
Chelsea, so Spencer, Drogba, and all this. But anyway, so I learned from these guys, and I will be doing wrong if I'm not passing on the same things that they teach me to the rest of the people around me, because that's really what football is. When you even become a coach and become this, it's always, or become when you're a parent, it's always teaching things that you've learned to the next people around you. And I just hope when I do, but you have to do it like you mentioned, Sydney, you have to do it by example, because you can't be a leader and then you're not really doing it. So if I show people, I'm 37 years old, but I can run, 15 miles, then I'm going to show you before I just tell you to do it.
Yeah, it's just amazing because seeing you in practice, your work rate, it's just amazing to see how much you're in shape, and how much you and Victor have different kind of leadership, but the way you are and present yourself, the other player just have to follow through.
That's nice.
We have a tradition in the show. We always see the goal and try to dissect and analyze the goal, and it's Reg who have the responsibility of showing you the one of your key action. But before that, I have a message from one of your teammates, and I have to show you before we're gonna see the goal. So give me 2 seconds, and Alistair Johnson, I have something to say to you. Did you think you crossed the ball to Kei, the middle run after the pass, or you was shoot it?
It was, what? I had a brief moment when I thought I was going to cross it, and you can actually see in the replay, Kai sprints into the box thinking I'm going to cross, and he talked to me after the game about it. But no, as soon as it popped up, it had to be hit. It was one of those ones that it was just in the moment, didn't think twice about it, shot it, and it went in luckily. But later in the game, I tried to reward Kai with one, and I'm still bummed about that. I should have had a goal and assist, Kai. So I hope you hear this.
Do you think to cross the ball to So I went to the practice knowing that you were in the show tonight, and I asked the question, to have.
Obviously, when you score a goal, you say, just focus on the goal. Don't celebrate before the goal. Ali has told me over and over what he's going to do when you get the ball. He's like, I'm just gonna, Ali oop it for you. I know. So when he did that, as soon as he had the ball in his foot, I just knew it was coming. And when he put it up there, I was like, yes, baby, this is in. But I celebrated before the goal happened.
And you went the other way. What happened? You went left. He was going right.
Yeah.
Let's go, Reg.
All right. So here we are. Perfect. You can see the screen. All right. So We got Lapalainen who boot out the ball. Camacho wins the header. Kai holding the ball, pass. Then the shoot from Johnston. Beautiful goal. And we actually see you running there, like celebrating on your own. So you went to see other guys over there. The guys are celebrating together. Beautiful goal. So I'm going to describe the goal with a few screenshots that we have here. Here we go.
Oh, so, wow, you guys do all this?
Listen, people.
I feel like I'm in the meeting with the coaching staff right now.
Sorry, Kai.
So I was a striker, Kai, so you can learn a few things from me. So listen up.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
There's the guy who's the third best goal scorer in MLS history. Just saying. Anyways, all right. So Lapalainen here. Just so you guys know, obviously in that situation, it was the return of a corner that explained why Camacho was still there. So Lapalainen as a winger, he was one of the deepest players. So he brought back the pressure in the zone. So to keep the pressure in the zone against Charlotte right after the corner. And then we have a challenge between Camacho and Bronico at this moment. And it's almost pretty much a 2-on-3 at this moment. We have Bronico, the holding mid, Makun, and Corrijo, the center backs. And then the objective of this situation, Camacho really wants to win the challenge so we could keep pressure in the zone of Charlotte. And this is where the magic comes in. Camacho wins his header. And this is where Kamara is right here holding the ball. And you could see all his experience, all his strength in that situation, because you have Bronico here who comes to on Kamara, even though he was already marked by the center back over there. So that means he's been double teamed, and we could almost say he was surrounded by 4 players in that situation. So he kept the ball, kept the pressure over there. And on the next screenshot, you'll have a better look. So he's literally surrounded by 4 players. And you saw Johnston, who was coming running there. And kudos to a lot, so. Yeah, I saw that. And then kudos to Camacho, who actually stayed on side. Like, he's a center back and he stayed on side like he's a striker, just in case Kai was going to give him the ball. But the logical option there was keep the ball, either a foul, if you could win a foul over there, or Johnston, who was running to get the ball in that situation. And then what I really like about this, like he said, you could see the striker instinct over there, because as soon as he gave the ball, you can see Kai was like right away ready to run, to beat his defender, either to get the rebound or get the tap in at the penalty spot or at the far post. So 37 years old, still running first, doing his efforts. That's amazing example for the youngers. And then, like I said, so gave the ball to Johnston, and Johnston make the shot. And you could see Kai is already, he's first. So in case there's a rebound, he was there to put the tap in, but it was a beautiful shot from Johnston and a beautiful finish for the second goal of the game. There you go. So
watch and learn.
But honestly, like in this situation, you could see 2 things. The younger of Camacho who stay there. One is header, and obviously the experience of Kai for keeping the ball, having 2, 3, 4 players coming to him, and you can't blame them. When you have over 130 goals in MLS, obviously you earn the respect, and they came to you because they fear you could do something, obviously, in that situation, even though you had your back to the net, but you hold the ball, bring them to you, and then you gave it to Johnston, who was alone, and you had a perfect shot and a very deserved second goal.
Yeah, that was really a great work as usual. We will make a trip down memory lane with my main Sofiane.
Can I add one thing to that, please?
Sure, of course.
This is for the young people and all, because so on the other way around, where I saw Camacho going for the ball, because that's what I usually do. I always go up for the ball, and I expect people around me to be ready for the second ball. So that's the first instinct that came to my mind when he was going up. I say, if he wins it, I got to be there.
You got to be there. Absolutely.
So that was that was perfect. And yeah, for me and Rudy to end up in that position, that's like a 9 and 10 basically. But when he's going up, I'm thinking I need to be ready to get the second ball for him. And yes, Ali, I give you that ball so I can run back in the box and play me the ball back in the box.
So officially, I'm gonna ask for Ali for the next podcast and show this clip.
We have to.
We have to.
Like Kai, just to finish out on this goal, what you did, that control, being a pivot, etc. Is that something that you learned from someone, or just like 15 years of experience learning the game? Someone told you like this is how you do it, and like your sensei a long time ago, and then or was it something you learned on the job with time?
I was actually hanging out with one of my friend's son the other day, working with him. He's a striker too, and that was one of the things I was telling them. We had a box. It's crazy. We had a box and giving them a ball and say, hold it inside the box. So when you hold the ball in front, you're obviously aware to your left and right and just taking a couple touches right in between, the box and trying to control it in front, because sometimes it's not easy. Like you mentioned there, Reg, there's, 4 other players or somebody else coming from different angles and trying to come get the ball. But it was really good that Rudy made that run, and that opened up that little bit of a space that you can see a space, and then hit it to the left. If maybe somebody was on the other side, I can pass it to the other side.
But we did describe the goal of Torres' goal against Orlando, and it was also a return from either a free kick and a corner, and Victor was there, Rudy was there, you were there, Waterman was also very up, and it was like you said, you explained the same thing, the second ball that you guys won. Piet brought it back. Kamal did all his magic in the corner there. This little messy stuff, cross with the right.
Happy birthday, Kamal. Happy birthday.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. So beautiful.
But Kai, you're not only talking like a player, like you sound like a future staff. Is it something you're interesting since you're in Montreal? So I guess you. Oops. Oh no way! That's not an option.
He wants to play longer. He wants to play.
Yeah. He wants to play.
Yeah.
He wants to play.
He wants the record.
No. Yes, I mean, like I told you before, it's easier when you've played for this long and you be cheating the game if you're not passing the information back. So yes, I see those things and you see those things. And that's why I say I love being around these guys, because I'm able to talk to Ali and says, hey, this. And Ali, I was talking to Ali after. I said, hey, you were watching a lot of the highlights from Zachary the other day, huh? Because he scored that ball, and that's how you learn how to score from that side too, Yeah. But you're able to have conversation with some of the guys, around you. And I like it. I don't know what the future holds, but definitely I see myself, doing some coaching.
And we're talking about transition and mentoring, whether Montreal or elsewhere. You've been giving, I don't know if it's a lot of credit, but enough credit to be talked about in the media that you were able to mentor Alphonso Davies in Vancouver. This guy who went to win a lot of things in Germany, sort of an unknown guy, and you kind of mentor him a lot.
You mean?
Yeah, he won a couple of trophies and he's fast. And he's going to the World Cup. That's not some random guy, Canadian guy. But you were giving credit to be a mentor for him when you were in Vancouver, and he was very touched by that. Is that when your mentoring started officially, or you were already doing that for years? Just like it seems to be like it's only been talked about recently. I haven't heard of Kei Kamara, the mentor in Sporting Kansas City or Columbus. Maybe you're younger and more ambitious to be more selfish. I'm not sure how you were back then.
It's I don't know. It's good to be in a place where you're appreciated. It's good to have people that does say those things about you. I'm not looking for credit what I do, but I know when I play on the teams, and I love the family aspect of a team. I love, the people around me. They're my family. The fans that I meet, my neighbors, neighborhood, because I want to be able to walk around the street and say hello to my neighbor and this, and not put my head down. So that's always been part of me. And I think maybe when I started seeing myself being an older brother, as I call it, was probably, the Till Bunbury, CJ Sapong, Dom Dwyer days in Kansas, those days, I started seeing that what I'm saying and what I'm doing is impacting some people around me, and guys, Alfonso is a special talent, and give them all credit from the under 15s where he worked with the academy to coming up all the way. For me, I was just happy to be in Vancouver in that year in 2018 with him during, the most important time of his career, really, because at that time he's needed somebody else to, appreciate his work. He does a lot of work, and me, I want to score goals. So he's doing work and I'm scoring goals off it, but I'm also, talking to him as a big brother to say, hey, be human, be human. It's not just about playing the game, but, be human, be fun, be this, because there's going to be a lot of kids in Canada that's going to follow you too. So, show them your personality and let them know your personality, because as much fun as we can have off the field, it translates to the field, because you got to work even twice as hard now when it comes to the field. So I give him a lot of credit because he was a sponge. He soaked in everything me or Pa Maduka as the other coach and Robo and those guys would tell him. He really soaks it in. I remember you see him in games. Remember the one goal he scored in DC. We were having a bad game. I don't know if it was 3-0, 4-1 or something. And I remember going to him once, and that's what I just saw. This guy was special. I said, hey, man, we're getting beat, but you got to pull something out of the hat, at least show these fans you can do something. Did the little one behind the legs, topped it back, and boom, I stood there. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was still in MLS because just a more of a retrospective on your career. You're not done yet. I'm pretty sure you can play a few more years. You've been through about, let me calculate, like 9 clubs in MLS. You've seen MLS with different logos, different playoff formats. You have played against
the Wizard.
The Wizard. You play with the Wizard. You play against like guys called Nesta and guys we don't even remember who they were. You played against. You've seen everything, and you're still consistent. How do you feel being in this sort of like? And I don't want to give you like a philosophical, metaphysical question, but it's astonishing and in a good way that you've been throughout this era. You've been scoring goals, getting better every time. But the league has changed, but you have not changed. And you've been changed in a good way. You've just been kicking ass.
I changed my hairstyle.
That's
every
2 years. Every 2 years, that's true. But how do you see that retrospective on your career? It's like the league has changed, but you have not. You have just gotten better and better.
That word you said there, it's my logo. It's my trademark of what's inside my head. Consistency. And as a player or as a person, what you're doing is consistency, being consistent at it. That's really what it is. It's not about me having 1 good game, 2 good games, and then ESPN is talking about me. It's about how consistently can you keep doing that. So yes, I don't want to be the guy that played for 9 different teams, but at the same time, I'm scoring double-digit goals in every teams that I do go to. And my work rate is my consistency. I love it. And I love the fact that I challenge myself, to continue to push myself. And that's what I hopefully would admire the other guys around me, is to feel that same, pressure that you put on yourself, good pressure, but to be consistent. Consistency is everything. And, if you want to be a long-time professional or in anything, not just footballer, but a long-time professional is, being consistent at what you do. And that's one of the biggest things I've said to, some of the guys that are surround me. I said, hey, consistency. If you're kicking that ball with your left foot and it's going, to the bottom corner every time, why change it when you can just keep doing the same thing? So, yeah.
You kind of a journeyman in this league. Without getting into specifics, how do you explain that you were able to to make it in so many clubs? I know that you have obviously you have a great value as a season striker. We know what you can bring to a team, but at the same time, do you wish to have to go to less team than that? I don't know. Just
Yeah, good question. It's a blessing and a curse to score goals. Because you score goals, many teams want you. And to me, in my career, the same question, which I'm gonna put you in a category with somebody that you should be proud, because he asked me the same question. Bastian Schweinsteiger asked me once. He's like, same thing. He's like, he's scoring goals, many goals every time. Why you're a different team every time, even if they say you're bad, but you're scoring goals? And I just laughed and said, listen, if I'm sitting here today and I'm scoring goal, and then there's a team that's not getting many goals, and then in the MLS, it's easier to trade players, and they say, hey, we want this guy, and he said this, and then the next minute, I'm always open. I'm very open, which, thanks to my wife, she always is open to travel. So when a team calls and say, hey, Kai, we're trying to, when I was in England, Columbus called and say, hey, we're trying to do the new crew, trying to develop something new here. Please come join this program. I said, yes, I came back. Then I left Columbus and I went to this. And when I went to Vancouver, they told me what the vision, what they're trying to do. Obviously, as we all saw, the big man, he's gone now. I said, yes, I would love to be part of these projects, And so moving on to different teams, that's the same thing. They tell you, we want to do this. And I'm always excited. But yes, if I score that many goals, I wish. It's hard for me now, because when I finish my career, there's not one team I can say, oh yeah, that's my team, because I played for many teams. So I guess I would just be an MLS ambassador instead of being like a team.
Exactly. With so
you own this league, basically. It's your league. It's your league.
And you have an MLS cap.
Make a t-shirt. Send me a t-shirt, bro. It's your league.
But it's funny that you mentioned that the crew called you saying, hey, we want to make a new crew. We want your experience. We want your value. Come and help us. But back then you went to Norwich, then you went to Middlesbrough. Any regrets that you didn't stay longer in English Premier League to kind of show your skills and see what life could have bring to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ask myself that a lot, but I try not to have regrets in things that I do. I try to own up to them and say, those are the decisions you make as a person, and you have to own up to it, because every decisions you make, will come to the results. Yes, I watched the Premier League so much. I watched the Championship so much. I had opportunities to move on to this place and that place. But I think there's this itch, that was in me that knew more of it, because it was Columbus. The first 2 years I played in Columbus, 1 year I scored 3 goals. Next year I scored 2 goals. And I felt I was at the prime of my playing time. So when they called me, I said, I didn't have to think about it twice, because I wanted to change my story of what it was the first time I played for Columbus.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Kai, we know we can talk a lot. We obviously you love soccer as much as we do, and way more story to tell. But we have to end, because
can I have a special last request to Kai?
Yes.
Kai.
As long as it's not anything about dancing. I danced already.
It was kind of dancing. I just want you to promise us, if you score against New England, can you twerk them back, please? Just to be even.
I was not sure to ask this question, but I was.
Wow.
But you went there. You went there.
I went.
The twerk follows me around, man. That twerk follows me everywhere.
Okay, I guess it's a no. Okay.
I just came from a school just now, visited with some kids, and then obviously the kid came up to me also asking about twerking. I was like, what is that? No, that would be a history. That would be history making. No, I love celebrations. Again, this game as a striker, for young people, like I said, to many, it's not easy to score goals. It's not. And when you score goals, you have to enjoy it. And if somebody's going to come to that stadium for the first time, but he's going to see that fun and he's going to make that person come back again, or they're going to go home and remember it. And I love doing that. I've done the Michael Jackson, the slow motion, the Irish jigs, and all this. And when I was in England, actually playing for Norwich, I remember Wes Houlihan, who was Irish, then scored a goal, and it was just a pleasure to play with somebody as his ability and so famous. And we did the Irish jig together. And I was like, I was so happy because I told him, like, look at this video. I did the Irish jig once. He's like, okay. And he scores a goal. He's like, come on, let's do it. And we're there doing it.
Hey, Kai, who did it better? Your hard hat celebration with the crew or Oduro eating a pizza? That's all I want to know. Who did it better? You with the hat or Oduro and the pizza? Come on. He'll listen. He will get send the clip.
No, I built the crew, so it's always me. I teach Dom. I teach Oduro everything he knows.
Wow.
You know. So.
Wow.
This is great. Kai, thank you very much. I cannot stress enough how much it was a pleasure talking to you, having this kind of fun banter. You're part of the family. I'm really grateful, you know, to have this privilege. So have a great summer in Montreal. Great season, obviously, and I hope that we're going to talk about one of your goals in the show with the family, and have fun, really have fun. Stay you, and we blessed.
Thank you guys. Thanks very much. As I left those kids earlier, they asked me a question, so I'm going to ask you guys the same question, and you have to choose between Ronaldo and Messi. So who's old Ronaldo hands up, and so let's vote on that. Let's see.
Wow. Okay.
Messi.
I'll go first because I know that there's a vote for Ronaldo. I'm gonna say Messi.
Okay.
I'll follow and say Messi as well.
Oh, 2.
Hilton, say just Ronaldo right now because we have 2-1.
I'm Portuguese, so did I need to tell you better?
So, Sofiane, Jules, it's you.
I only choose for style. Messi for the style.
Oh, style. Messi got style.
Yes.
Wow, that's new.
For me, it's Messi too.
Messi too.
Oh, so it's only 2 Ronaldos in this room? I'm out of this room, man.
I'm out too.
I'm with you, bro. Ronaldo, I'm with you, you know.
That's great.
Hey guys, no, seriously, thank you very much. This was fun, you know. I enjoyed it, and definitely I'll come back later on, you know.
Yes. Talk to the other players. We welcome everyone here.
No, it's good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Have a great season, Kai. Thank you.
Great season. Good evening. Take care, guys.
Yes, c'est vraiment génial de parler avec Kei Kamara. Je pense que même beaucoup de gens ont même le redécouvert au travers de notre entrevue. On remercie beaucoup les commentaires qu'on a reçus de tout le monde durant le show. Vous pouvez continuer à vous abonner au Can FC. Moi, je vais régler mon problème de lumière, comme vous voyez. Et donc voilà, donc allez sur Patreon, patreon.com/canfootballclub. Vous permettez à ce qu'on puisse créer du contenu, assister aux pratiques, avoir des exclusivités, mettre du temps, créer des dossiers, analyses et autres. On a besoin vraiment de ce support. Comme vous voyez, on crée des choses de qualité grâce au fait que vous soyez membre. Comme je dis trop souvent, c'est $1 par semaine. Voilà, c'est beaucoup ou pas grand-chose. À vous de décider qu'est-ce qu'on vaut. Mais je compte sur vous tous. Donc voilà. Ça va terminer la partie Twitter qui était publique, voilà. Et on va poursuivre. On est encore parti pour encore 1h30 d'analyse. Donc merci pour tous ceux qui sont abonnés et qui nous suivent via Patreon. Pour tous les autres Twitter, vous savez ce que vous avez à faire. Le lien il est là. Vous cliquez, vous embarquez. C'est le moment de montrer que voilà, la culture soccer elle est vibrante au Québec et à Montréal. Donc merci beaucoup Twitter. Bye. Merci Karim, merci David, merci tout le monde. Restez les abonnés. On est ensemble. Vous connaissez Twitter. À la prochaine. Vous savez ce que vous avez à faire durant les prochaines minutes.
J'étais tellement content que j'allais partir aussi. Ah, bon, c'est bon, les gars, merci.
Je vais aller m'abonner, finalement.
Les gars, c'était un bon show. Merci, les gars. Ciao.
Bon. Après cette superbe entrevue avec Kei Kamara, on va continuer bien entendu le show comme tous les lundis soirs. Et comme tous les lundis soirs, on va commencer donc avec les sensations un petit peu sur cette nouvelle victoire du CF Montréal 2-0 à Charlotte qui propulse le CF Montréal à la première place. Je vous donne la composition de